The Empire of Light by Raphaël Lucas. This is a concerto for piano, tuba and chamber orchestra. Concerto is a composition written for soloist or several soloists and orchestra. This time the soloists are tuba and piano. Why so? We will ask the composer himself one day. This piece is a commission by Opera of Toulon, and I am very privileged and honored and grateful for being chosen as a soloist. This is an interesting experience for me because the concerto is still being composed as we speak. I have received the first two sections, but I still don't know how will the concerto end. First thing that Raphaël has sent me was the full score. What does that mean? That means that on this piece of paper you can see all the instruments that we will be performing this concerto. You can see on the left hand side from contrabass, from the double bass all the way up to the flute, and in the middle there is a section for two soloists. So this is piano solist and tuba solist. And after several bars of the rests you can already see my first few bars of the solo bit. The biggest plus about working with living composer is that I can have a conversation with him, I can ask questions, and of course now at the very beginning, even before I start really seriously working technically on this piece, I need to understand the idea. Why is he creating this music?
Hi Olga, I'm so glad to hear that you like it. So here are a few things that I can tell you. So the whole idea of the concerto is like two characters looking for each other and finding them at the end. Actually, you'll see there is this solo for piano and tuba that I've already composed, which is going to end the concerto. There's also like another level of it, which is clearly about dealing with depression in a general sense. The first movement goes up and up and up, and it's very smooth and very bright and like a very pleasant experience. The section that follows is going to go into something darker, of course, and it leads to this movement. And then at the end of the concerto, things are going to light up again, and there will be this positive resolution about it. I had a bunch of references when I composed. The first one is this painting by Magritte called L'Empire des Lumières. There's also a piece that I really had a very strong impression with when I was in the US in March. It's called Shadows by Andy Warhol. It's very impressive to see the repetition and the difference that occurs at each repetition. And then the third thing is a text by Arnold Schoenberg. It's called Verbundenheit. It's a piece for male choir, and it's about relating to others. It's a very interesting text, very compelling and strange at the same time. You'll see.
Also, don't forget that Raphaël is also a percussionist. There's a lot of language of the percussion instrumentalists in this concerto. And I am still trying, being a melodic musician, trying to negotiate with him a little bit on the language without him even knowing that I'm negotiating with him. But it will be interesting, I think, for you to see how the percussion elements can be sang and spoken and interpreted by a pianist.
You have the absolute lead in terms of how the music flows, the tempo, the pace of the whole section. What matters most is the silence around each cell, around you as well. I try to orchestrate in a way that it's going to sound like something a little mute, distant. So it's a little like salty breeze actually. Just that now the landscape isn't the sand and the shallow waters around your home, but it would be more like a prairie with a wood in the background and some frozen water, very little sun, this very slow and steady winter, I would say.
So let's see next time my very sort of daily boring process of preparation, learning the first and the second section based on what Raphaël has told me. So see you next time. Thank you.